more of a utility spell, even though you can still finish off a lot of opponents. So I still see a lot of possibilities that Crowley can just position himself really far away from the fight, but still add to it and make sure that Nemesis can just take...
With the level 6, it's a little bit easier. They have been able to mitigate the worst bit, which is the early levels.
Is going to come in with the flash and the stun. Exhaust there to keep Fiesta locked down, but a flash for the Ambessa will keep the SuperMassive mid laner alive as we cut back to top lane. He's got level 6! First blood!
Moving around back and forth, leaves him just a little bit behind in XP. Goes in for a kill, would have totally gotten it.
M. Night Shyamalan twists of this early game. Back and forth we go. Straight into the Volibear first kill. Los Ratones really need some of that energy. They needed this game to start off right and stop themselves kind of falling into a bit of despair. Both junglers arriving in the bot side. Now, has an ultimate to go for.
Oh, he missed!
Carry misses the E, but the stuns are still there. Steed is around the corner. Velia, even with the engage being semi-fluffed, cannot save the Los Ratones jungler. The Alistar ultimate soaking up the damage that takes off the Reckless to get back to the tower, but cannot stay alive. Crowdy now doesn't get the stuns he wants, and Carry will still fall as Nemesis TP's in. The call comes out, the Rise to look for another target as in top lane. The ults are being dropped, stuns are being layered. The slowdown and Baus is just taking bites out of armor. Bao falls to Nemesis, and Los Ratones scrap their way back in the extended play.
Oh, NLC rejoice. It doesn't look like it's just going to be a complete collapse right here from Los Ratones. They are fighting in this game. The second solo kill top lane up right here and pick themselves up the rest of these grubs. It's going to be 3 for 3 on those. May well be trading it back for Drake, as it looks like Baus, as much as he's had a better early game, this is going to be tricky to get away from.
Yeah, this is more what I expected, I'll be honest. Deep up in the bot side, and Bao and Carry have got there. This time, Carry will not miss the Zenith blade. Baus was up, he keeps himself alive, but the cooldown is just a little too long in this early stage. Nemesis is in by 3 members on the top of his head. And the kill goes over to Skeens, Crowdy and Reckless not in range to help.
That's a bad TP, just compliment Carry though. This is a very powerful bot lane, the sort of bot lane you can barely get away from. It's tricky enough to get away from Ash and the Leona separately. Together, that's all you really need. So he's going to look to take away this blue buff. Could potentially get collapsed up on a little bit. Quite a lot of members in the area.
Aggressive move by Reckless. Now comes the Ash Arrow, and Reckless is still suffering. Doesn't have the ultimate as well. He's managed to flash back as got the ultimate. He's held a lie right there, but Velia is now in. Stuns onto the Schemes as Bao is getting crushed by Crowley right here. One more Mystic Shot. There it is! Crowley traded back by the Wukong. Shutdowns about on both sides. I lost my entire understanding of what champion ability names were.
I don't even know. Everything is fine for him at the moment. Hang on.
Not so fine for Fiesta right now as the combo is coming through. The slows and the roots are always there. He looks like he's just about to survive. The Jhin ult's coming through, and Nemesis ready to pick
people off. Now getting chased by an angry bear. He's alright.
Brett doesn't quite get caught up, but now SuperMassive comes back. He's actually wants to engage and forces the ult from Bao. Bao looking for auto attacks to engage with SuperMassive. They are doggedly chasing down the Volibear, and they'll find their kill.
That kill, get yourself a little bit of priority to head on towards this Herald. That actually goes in here.
The ultimate onto Crowdy, maximum range. And Velia around the corner can maybe keep alive. Carry looking for an angle here. Hits the Zenith blade. Crowdy has to cleanse away.
Ignite, he's going to get the kill.
Down. And Leona gets it done. Nemesis flashing in onto Fiesta. Secures one. Bao now without much mana has to deal with the Rise. The spells. Machine gunning out as Carry is being 2v1. Flash from Bao. Trading autos isn't enough. Leona ult secures the shutdown. And Los Ratones will get one of their own back. It is messy. It is crazy in the mid lane.
Oh, I mean, in the end, right, it's the Herald that you're able to pick up for yourselves, but because you lose out on that team fight-ish, kinda, after what is a complete mess of a team fight once again, you're actually gonna miss out on this mid lane tier 1 tower. Baus gets jumped here between Armor and Skeens.
Los Ratones stepping up to an uncontested Hex-Tech Drake. This puts them on 3rd Drake point themselves. Baus puts first on into armor, cannot quite secure it as Nemesis would have been able to solve that equation for them, but now Nemesis is massive coming through the jungle. In they come, Nemesis just pieces out without a second thought, and Baus is left with the dogs. Down goes the turret, in comes the stun. Where they need it to be, at least in some respects. So Los Ratones gonna try and contest, obviously, around this Drake in 3 minutes right now. They're giving a wide berth to SuperMassive, and Baus, left alone in the top side, picks up a turret for himself.
It's going to be able to get a little bit more gold for the team, but with the Rift Herald coming down into the middle lane, let's see what SuperMassive can get back for themselves. Sometimes they're hankering for a fight right now. They're going to be able to catch this very tanky Leona, though.
By Schemes, but the shields come through, keep him alive for now, and now Schemes is more or less on his own. Reckless gets slowed down and stunned. Besta coming in deep, wants the kill on the rise, and Fiesta gets himself some revenge. Barely slipping away as the stun cancels the Jhin ultimate. Armut is in to keep the kills flowing in for SuperMassive as Baus coming around the corner.
And without the jungler available right here, they're gonna lose out onto the Atakan. Huge plays for SuperMassive after what was a little bit of an iffy early game. Being able to claw their way back into this one just a little bit. It's at least being traded back for some damage onto the tier 2 in the mid lane by Baus. The issue was, Lost Ratones, they go in, they get a pick, but it's on carry.
So the Dragon's still available in 90 seconds, but a bit more gold secured by SuperMassive. You can get those items on deck. Now Baus is really not enjoying this 1v1 right now. Still gets the shield, gets the heal, and Schemes is there.
The arrow hits.
Connects though. Baus with a beautiful Ash arrow. Baus ulting in, but it cannot threatening. This time though, they have Baus in the area. Could be a full 5v5 blowout. As out comes the Ash ult. The stun falling up as well. Full dive onto Bellis to get the smite off the table. Armut is in, doesn't find a good target, but they still got...
And there really isn't anything else for Lost Ratones to get across the rest of the map. The key thing is not just the fact that
it does make him pretty hard to kill, but ultimately not as valuable of a 1k as the lead we could say in top lane, or the lead that Schemes have another game after this. If they are to go down 0-2, it will not be over. We're into the best of 5 portions. Armor gets stunned up. Nemesis around the corner, doesn't quite get the root though, and Schemes is there. Where's still the shutdown, and Schemes comes around the corner. Baus not looking super healthy, has a flash if he needs it. And finally, I'll save someone for critical safety to try and get away from that bursty engage. The convention blocks, and here it comes. Crowny gets away first, Reckless eats the front line. Belia trying to soak up what he can, but where are the carries from Lost Ratones? Nemesis is around the corner, fighting out Bao. Should be able to get the Ash down as Belia falls again, but Armut arrives just in time. The superhero flying in as Bao steps away with a sliver of HP, and again, Lost Ratones in the team fight cannot make it work. Baus around the corner, looking to hold up the backline of SuperMassive. Fiesta actually the first shutdown. Crowdy again lives, drops the Kermit call. If they can get the execute, there could be a way for Lost Ratones to play this out. Baus with the shield, he needs to get the heals. Bao is still very low. Crowdy gets another. The Baus drops the ultimate, and here's the long team fight, Bloxer. This is what we said, and the Ratones come out on top.
Was buying so much space for his members, and they're gonna be able to get themselves this final Drake. Hard fought, difficult team fight. NLC rejoice, because this one was looking on unkillable. Every W just keeping him alive more and more. They transition this one into a Baron as well. Lost Ratones,
the Baron for them. Now they've got Baron.Volibear in a side lane. They've got extra protection on the minion wave, maybe even the series where they could have crumbled, they could have lost all of what they had, but now Nemesis is getting engaged on SuperMassive. They're not done yet. They've not forgotten that the game has not ended, and they found the isolated rise. They get one kill. Crowny stepping up, looks for more of the Fiesta. GP in from Baus. Look out for the tower. He goes up to the Armut though on the flash. Stymies up the answer for Lost Ratones, and it's a second kill for So right now, they are not to be slowed down. Nemesis again falls up. They missed one stun, but they hit the second, and the Rise is dead again.
Oh man. Start this one up nice and slow still. Fiesta nowhere nearby. There's the engage.
Leona, they're trying to get this rest off the board before they can, but Schemes over the wall, forces the flash away from Crowny. They've managed to get the Leona, and where is the flash from Armut? Flashing in! There are the stuns! The slicing Maelstrom is devastating for Lost Ratones. Baus still gets some kills on the backside, and Belia can barely survive. Bodies everywhere in the jungle as the Volibear hunts down the Wukong. Cannot find the slow, gets a shield for himself. Fiesta and Schemes trying desperately to hold this bear at arm's length. But that fight just exploded, Bloxer.
It really did. Armut with the flash into the ulti. Exactly. He's dropping quite fast, though.
Sharrow does not connect with anybody. No one's going to get slowed up. Reckless with a double knockout. Belly around the corner. Crowny with the 4-shot secure. And it's down to Lost Ratones. But is it enough to win the fight off the back of it? Schemes is going to get executed. Crowny chased down, but Nemesis. Finally, Nemesis is able to unload, and SuperMassive have to back away. Fiesta trading down with Belia. The Pantheon barely survives. Armut caught up, but the Rise is inevitable double kill for Nemesis, and round 2 goes for the Rats.
Never mind, never mind. I shouldn't be questioning what Baus is doing. They just step up, know they can start taking this one, and it's just unfortunate the carry doesn't quite spot it out in time. Even when they do, it's a little bit too late. The second that Elder goes down, gets picked up by Los Ratones, the fight is won. It was tricky enough even without that massive buff. And with the death timers as long as they are at the moment, Los Ratones, they are going to take us to 1-1 in this series. They're not going down 0-2. They're not worried about this one.
Oh my goodness, Block. So can you say cinema? This game to 39 minutes, 23-21 as the Nexus falls. Los Ratones hold on with their fingernails right back in the Elder fight and take the victory to even up. That is crazy. Let's go straight back to the desk. Let's not waste a second because they have a